Hi, my Virgo family. Whew. I am coming into this reading with the intuitive sense of one word: steadfast, for January 2018 for Virgos. Interestingly enough, steadfast. I'm curious to see what comes out in the cards. I'm doing a very intuitive card reading today. I'm going to go over the moon and what it's doing in January because it's pretty poetic and beautiful, and I will be getting into the moon on a more specific level in the moon magic videos, so keep an eye out. I'll continue to release those as the moons happen, so you'll get a sense of what these moons are doing. However, I'll go over it very shortly with you while I shuffle the cards for your reading. So, you know, you have a Cancer full moon on the 1st of the month, and that's in your 11th house of your friendships, of your platonic, of your community, of where you're wanting to revolutionize that. It's a really beautiful time to be social and supportive. So, you know, you may be finding just going into the new year that after the New Year celebrations that you want to just be with people that energize you and uplift you and excite you. Then we have the Capricorn new moon on the 16th. That's in your 5th house, the romance creativity house. And there's where you're going to want to be planting those seeds about what you want your relationships to look like, your romantic relationships to look like, and also what you want to create this year. It's a very great new moon to have at the beginning of a new year to sit in the dark and really get real with what you're wanting to create, what you're wanting to manifest, and where you're going to want to put your effort. So keep that in mind. It's a great place to be sure you're putting effort where you really want to. And then finally, we have the Leo full moon on the 12th, or on the 31st, but that is in your 12th house. So that is in your 12th house, which is the behind the scenes spiritual energy, and it is an eclipse. And the last time we had an eclipse in Leo was in August. It was the big solar eclipse in August. And now we're coming back and we're revisiting some of those lessons with this lunar eclipse. So you might be noticing that with that spiritual evolution you've been going through, that you're hitting back against some of those themes from August. So this is a month with a lot. It's asking a lot of you. And I'm looking here. I just had all the cards just kind of flew out, and what I'm seeing here is that you all have the power to make some really, really, really strong changes in life, and that you are going to be manifesting those changes, and that they do look like some endings. Not necessarily just that, but something's got to be shed. A skin is being shed is what I'm seeing here. And that's a big theme coming up. But let's look at these first 3 cards and we'll just talk our way through what I'm seeing here. With this steadfast energy, I feel like you are going to be able to handle all of this very well. It's really not going to ruffle you too much. I think that's where that steadfast comes from. It's almost like the things that are happening this month are things you've known you've wanted to have happen for a while. It's kind of like you planted these seeds back sometime, maybe in August, sometime in 2017, and you've known that you were headed in this direction towards this territory for a while. And so for you, it's just like, yeah, this was always going to show up for me. And here it starts very powerfully with the first 3 cards. I'm doing this reading in 3 sets of 3, so you'll see what we're doing here. But we have the Page of Wands, the 3 of Wands, and the Magician. Boom. That's intense. That's super intense. I really like it, but it's a lot of energy. So we have the Page of Wands starting you out. This is the very first card, and this is an opportunity card, right? This is an action card. This is something opening up, an opportunity unfolding for you that you have wanted to take part in. So whether that's travel, moving houses, or a new job, or even a new relationship, some kind of spark is being lit here. And I think, like I said, there's almost a smugness from you guys, not to say that you're smug, but that you've set your intentions quite a while ago. You set where you've wanted your boundaries to be and what you've wanted to come in for a while. And I'm liking this reading because what I'm seeing is it's just showing up. And you're like, yeah, of course it is. Yeah. Why wouldn't it show up? I've done all the groundwork. I've done all the legwork. And here it is. Here's that opportunity. And it's met here with the Three of Wands, which is the ships coming in energy. So these two together are just telling me, you know, that all that work you put in over all this time is now coming full circle and meeting you again, which is fantastic. Then the Magician is the third card in this set. And the Magician is that troublemaker, right? I mean, like, in a good way, though. This guy makes things happen. This guy makes things happen. The one thing with the Magician, you guys, is that he's a little erratic. You can't count on him to do things the way you think they should be done. So here's one part of this. Now, you're mutable energy, and you're relatively good at being light on your feet as the world does its thing. That's a skill set you have. You are so good at taking it on. However, because you've planted these seeds and you've kind of had a vision of what you expected this to be, this might throw you for a little bit of a loop. The way the Magician is going to deliver this opportunity, this relationship, this job, this change, this shift in energy, the way he's going to deliver it is going to have an element of surprise to it. It's going to come in a slightly different form than you envisioned. So the thing with this is just being able to perceive this opportunity coming in is powerful all on its own. So keep that in mind. That this may come seemingly out of left field or just out of a direction you don't expect is kind of what I'm getting. So keep that in mind. But once again, the Magician is so good for changing your life, getting a fresh breath of air in there, and bringing change that you really need, that you've craved, that you've desired, that you've been ready for a while. I mean, the Magician is there to give you what you want. But he tends to be, honestly, even a little bit too literal about it. That's the thing with the Magician. People are like, that's not what I said. But when you really think about what you were asking for and all those seeds you were planting, you're actually getting it. And that's the deal you make, you know, with manifestation. Sometimes you ask for something, you envision something, and you get what you asked for. So keep that in mind. Now, I see it being a really good thing. But I do, however, see that as you're getting this opportunity, as you're getting this thing that you've wanted for so long, it's making you realize that you are going to have to change along with it, because in order to be ready for this thing, for this opportunity, for this experience to come into your life, it means you have to change, right? You can't stay where you were in order to be in this new landscape. You have to morph with it. And this is where I'm seeing it here. So we have the Eight of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles. So this has a lot to do with what you're doing in the world. This has a lot to do with how you're building your life. You know, Eight of Pentacles is really good for work and money. Things you have worked hard on for a long time are starting to pay off. You're seeing the fruition of something really good here. Now, this could be with relationships. You know, you have that earthy energy. So with Eight of Pentacles, you're getting somewhere. Something is cohering for you, and you're starting to see the results. This is really good for money, investments that you've made, for your house, for any kind of like raise or advancement in career. Here it is. Now, the Nine of Swords is sitting next door, though. And the thing with the Nine of Swords is it's a mental energy. I mean, this has nothing to do with the external world whatsoever. This is all within you. And I know that your minds can go a million miles an hour. I mean, you guys can think up every single loop, flip, contortion, you know, that you can think of. It's almost like you don't want to trust this. Once again, it's almost like you've known you've wanted these certain things to happen. You've been ready for them. They're showing up. And then you're like, wait. I'm not sure I can do this. Like, there's almost this resistance to it. Like, you can't quite trust it or something. So what I would just say is be aware that this could be a temptation as you're getting this opportunity, but you don't have to feed into those nighttime fears. Because you have the Queen of Pentacles on the other side. I mean, this nighttime fears thing is grounded by the fact that we have two of these really, really, really positive cards. So these are so much more positive than the Nine of Swords could ever be. So much more positive. And the results will keep showing themselves to you. So you even if you try to stay in that Nine of Swords energy, I don't think you're going to have an easy time doing it. Queen of Pentacles, once again, those investments are paying off. Now, one thing to keep in mind with this as well, we have Saturn now in your 5th house of romance and creativity. And there's a groundedness to that, and there's a practicality to that, which I think you guys can get behind anyway. But in order to progress with this opportunity, with this new love, this new job, this new iteration of yourself, you do need to stick with your self-care routines. You do need to stay just focused and rhythmic with your habits. The Queen of Pentacles always says to choose yourself first and to not overserve others, right? I mean, she does serve others. She's a very motherly figure. However, this woman is asking you to be your own best mother and to stick on that team, because if you have that center point, this will come to you. It's coming to you. You've planted the seeds. You've done the legwork, like we've said. And here's the thing. For some of you, you really are going to be getting into new relationships or taking your relationship to the next level. By the end of the month, there's something going on that has to do with relationships. The beginning of the month, I see it more as career, identity, what you're getting done in the world, what you're creating in the world. By the end of the month, it takes a turn to the relationship sectors, because I'll show you these last 3 cards. We have the Lovers, the Ten of Swords, and the High Priestess. So Lovers, obviously, here we have that Gemini energy, but this is about partnership, right? This is about really getting involved with somebody. This is really about making a commitment, exchanging energy, getting into something real. It's a signpost energy. Like the Magician, the Lovers is saying, there's something coming in here. And you have to make a decision about this. You have to choose to dive in or choose to move on. And either way, the Ten of Swords is saying that some old identity of yourself has to go with this. With this choice, you are choosing to let go of an old way of seeing yourself. And it has everything to do with that nervousness. You know, you guys, you are perfectionists, and you want to get in there and you want to get things done. And that can be so limiting to feeling good and to being in a life full of joy and excitement. Whatever this decision is when it comes to relationships, whether you're diving deeper in or you are diving out, because this is about a divergence, right? I mean, there's a path in the woods and you're choosing one or the other. It's asking you to change. It's asking you to leave something behind, which is amazing. I mean, this is beautiful stuff. Mutable energy, you guys got this, right? And the thing is, you have to make that choice based on the High Priestess energy. High Priestess is water. She is water. She is, she is with that Leo eclipse in your 12th house. I mean, she's hanging out back there in the 12th house. She's like the door guy for the 12th house, like for the other side on the veil. She's like hanging out there. She can see this part of the world, but she's back in the behind the scenes water intuition. And you are being asked to do something that is based purely on intuition. It is not based on mechanics. It is not based on the legwork you've put in. It is not based on results. It is based on something that can't be seen. You can't write a pros and cons list and get the answer, is what I'm saying. So, it's not easy energy, actually. It's asking you to shed an old skin, make a decision, and make it based on intuition, which altogether is really what relationships are. Really what connecting with other is that process. But for some reason, it's coming to a head for you guys in January. So, if you can slow down, like with that Queen of Pentacles energy a little bit and do that self-care and just do your thing, I think those answers will come easier than if you're trying to push yourself too hard, right? So I'm going to pull one card from my Cosmic Tarot just to clarify this whole Lovers, Ten of Swords, Nine of Pentacles. This is saying to me, the choice you make this month, there's a choice to be made. There is a choice to be made, a big one. The choice you make this month will lead to good things. It will lead to abundance. Nine of Pentacles is about having what you want and having it in the way you want it. So after all the kind of things that are going to get thrown at you this month, in the end, you are going to get what you wanted. In the end, you are going to get the package you wanted. Even if the road to get there was kind of surprising, you are getting to where you want to go. But it does require you trusting yourself a little bit. It does require trusting all the work you've put in and knowing that those things are formulating, and they formulate in surprising organic ways that could never have been orchestrated in our analytical minds, right? I mean, the analytical mind can do a lot, but it can't quite fathom some of the ways the world works, the universe works, when it's manifestation time, which you had the magician and the high priestess. Yeah, manifestors. They're the manifestors. They're numbers 1 and 2 in the major arcana, and they work on 2 different realms. This guy's got more of the physical. She's got more of the spiritual. I think I'm going to leave it at that because, wow. There's a lot coming at you, Virgo. I love this reading. I think it's beautiful. I see you going beautiful places with this. I'm going to leave my website, my email, and my Instagram in the description box. Please get in touch with me. I love working with you. I am a Virgo moon, so I live a little bit in this reality at all times. I'm here with you. I'm on this journey with you. I love working with you all. I will talk to you in February. Please take good care of yourselves and trust in yourselves. You know that I love you, and I will talk to you in February.